Hey guys, what is going on? inceptionxx here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys the instructions that I use for the 4-1-2 and 2, bracket 2, and why I use the players that I use in these positions with the chemistries and stuff, because you guys know I don't really care about the chemistry too much, but I'm explaining why I don't really care again. If you guys are interested to see why I really don't care about the chemistry in a specific video, I'll be sure to link that in the description down below. So, to get it all started, the back four is always to stay back while attacking and stay back while attacking for all four of them. I never really changed that. The CDM is set to cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking. Never changed that as well. The center mids are stay back while attacking, stay on the box for the cross. Same thing for the other center mids, stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box for the cross. The cam I never changed. The cam is always the same thing. If it's set to defaults for free roam, don't use free roam. In my opinion, I would use stick to position because I like the players being where they're supposed to be. And the strikers are stay central and target man. So now we're going to go into detail with the players that I use in my team. So in terms of work rates, the fullbacks, you can't really get anything better than high medium or high high. Sometimes you can get lucky and get medium highs, but work rates are really essential to seeing whether a player will push up the field or not. It's very difficult to get a good fullback that doesn't have high medium unless it's like Ori or something. Like, it's very, very difficult. So I try to do the best that I can. You know, people still attack on the sides because of the fact that they like to push up even when you ask them to stay back while attacking. And the reason why is because just because you ask them to stay back while attacking, they will still obey what their actual work rates are, which is, you know, Kyle Walker is high, right? So basically putting him as a stay back while attacking doesn't mean that he's never going to attack. He's still going to attack because of the fact that he does have high attacking work rates, right? Same thing can be said about Marcelo. He has high attacking work rates. He will still attack. Oh, sorry. He will still attack because of the fact that he has high attacking work rates. Even with the instructions that you set on him, what it basically tells him to do is to stay back more than attack, but he's still going to attack because that's his personality. That's what you would say, right? Because he's high attacking work rates. With the center backs, I would tell you, if you want to be specific, go medium high or low high. I have a couple of mediums here. Medium is not bad with Cahill. I think Pepe is medium high though. Medium is not a bad thing. It's just that I prefer them to defend more than attack. So having defensive on high is a very, very important thing. But the thing is that, as you guys can see with the team that I'm using here, I'm trying to get the best chemistry that I can with the best type of players that I think can be in the team. So that's why I have Cahill in the team. I think center backs are pretty self-explanatory. You know, get pace, defending, and physical. If they don't have the passing and dribbling, that should be fine because of the fact that the most important thing about them is their defending, pace, and physical aspect, right? So if you can get the passing and the dribbling, by all means, be sure to do so. But yeah, they play really well just to have those three. That's the only three that I really need for my center backs. For CDMs can be broad. It's very, very open. You know, you can get players like Vidal who has high work rates. You can get, or anybody who has high work rates. You know, you get Vidal. I believe Nanglin has it. Marquisio is amazing. So any of those type of players would be really, really good. I think I use Marquisio in my other team, which is the Royce striker team. He's one of the CDMs as well. Yes, he is. And he plays really well. You know, try to get a player that is just good at everything, basically, you know, pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, defending, and physical, because again, you know, your CDM is not always going to stay back while attacking, even though you have that set to him. I have the set tactics of stay back while attacking, but Ramirez has high work rates, right? So yes, he's going to stay back more than attack, but he's still going to attack because of the fact that he has his high attacking and work rates. So even if he has medium or even if he has low, they're still going to attack, but it's just to differentiate how many times they're going to attack and what type of attacks that they do, right? So high, you know, he's still going to attack a lot. He still scores a couple of goals for me. Like, he scored 36 goals and with 65 assists. Like, that's pretty good for someone who's a CDM, right? So just don't expect them to never attack because they'll definitely do it. If you have players like Matuidi, who is high as well, like, he's still going to attack as well. Probably not as much as Ramirez because of the fact that Ramirez is a way more quicker dude than way quicker dude than Matuidi is. So be sure to, you know, see which type of players that you like. Matuidi is not bad. Vidal is probably amazing in the CDM position. I just don't need to use him there. That's why I don't really do that. But he's really, really good there as well. So, you know, it's really dependent on you. I prefer someone who is good at everything. I wouldn't get someone who's like Krakowiak or Luis Gustavo because of the fact that they can't attack as well as defend because of the fact that, like, if they have medium high or even low high work rates, I'm not sure exactly what they were again, even if they have those work rates, eventually they do attack and eventually they're going to have to score. And they're not as good at scoring as Ramirez is, in my opinion. So that's why it's really important to see which type of players that you want. If you want a more defensive player, you know, by all means, but like, in my opinion, you might as well have that pace and that defending aspect with someone who's going to attack and defend in order to help you out. So for the center mids are also broad as well. You know, high work rates, medium high work rates, or medium work rates. Medium high is the best for center mids because they move so nicely on the pitch. Like Rooney's positioning in the game is really nice, but you know, players like Ramirez and Willian are a little bit more noticeable than he is. Willian, for instance, has, you know, 80 shooting and 80 passing. I would not recommend getting his regular card because his regular card is a significant difference with the shooting and passing. So like, it's a very noticeable difference. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. Willian has high work rates with 4-star. 4-star, really nice to have if he's attacking. Rooney has a good weak foot. He doesn't have the skill moves, which is not a problem for me because of the fact that he is medium high on work rates. So again, they are set to stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box. The stay back while attacking part, again, will heavily depend on the player themselves because of the fact that he does have high attacking work rates. And Rooney is not going to attack as much as Willian would. He would defend more than attack like Willian would, but it's just that Rooney would attack less because of the fact that he has medium work rates, right? So that's why I love to have work rates like Rooney has, because of the fact that they're positioned so well on the pitch, but sometimes you can't really get really good players in those positions. For instance, if I were to go with Oscar, I'm not a huge fan of Oscar. I wouldn't choose him over Willian in this game, but he does have better work rates than Willian. But Willian is a really good player, so hence why I like to use Willian more. With the cams, it's crazy for me because I think with cams, I'm very specific with them. I think the cam for me is like harder to choose than the strikers, and the reason why I have Ronaldo as a left forward as a cam on 3 chemistry is because of the fact that he's just really good. You know, I don't need the chemistry for Ronaldo. He still plays really well. Even if he would be downgraded, he would still be the best player in this team, in my opinion. I like Ronaldo a lot in this game, and honestly, you could put him on 0 chemistry and he'd be amazing, right? So I think even in the future of FIFA, I'm probably just gonna put like wingers as cams because of the fact that it's really difficult to get a cam that's really good unless it's Hullet. Like Hullet is the only person that I can think of that I can almost or possibly afford, because there's Pele and stuff, but Pele's ridiculous price. Hullet's the only other cam that'd be like a monstrous difference to being an official cam. Like he would just feel so authentic as a cam, would be unbelievable, right? So it's really down to you. You know, I prefer to have the height, the pace, the dribbling, the shooting. You know, basically have your cam similar to your striker, because your cam will attack. Your cam will get into positions where he's supposed to shoot, where he's supposed to pass, right? So don't just take it into account where it's like, oh, he's only going to be the playmaker. Treat it as though he will be your striker and your playmaker. Same thing can be said about the strikers. The strikers are a lot easier to choose because of the fact that you could put wingers as left forwards and right forwards in the game, because of the fact that they get 7 chemistry, which is a slight upgrade to their actual cards. You can see over here that Neymar gets +1 pace and +2 passing. So, you know, getting 91 pace with 74 passing is a huge significant difference in terms of Neymar, because of the fact that his passing isn't that good, and the extra pace is definitely helpful. Same thing can be said about Messi. Messi's shooting is +1 and +2, so it's very helpful to have those 2 specific stats. So again, with strikers, you're gonna have to act as if they are also your cams. You know, don't act as if they're only going to be your strikers. You know, that's why I don't prefer to get people like, you know, like Lewandowski and stuff. You know, people can use Lewandowski as a cam, but he's just not my personal preference. Another thing with the strikers is the fact of their work rates. I'm okay with medium work rates. A lot of people are not, and the reason why I'm okay with medium work rates is because of the fact that if you have your players to, you know, be central on the pitch and be a target man, medium makes them do that more than actually attack. But the attacks are more important because of the fact that middle passes in this game are so overpowered and so hard to like defend against. It's really important to have players that are high medium or high low. Like people like Aubameyang, Ronaldo, Messi, when they're running, they always make the nicest runs in the middle. Even Ramirez makes the nicest runs in the middle because of the fact that he has high attacking work rates, right? They make the nicest runs, and it's always always those middle runs. You got to be careful with those middle runs because it's so overpowered and it's really hard to defend against. So that's why I would rather have high, low, or high, medium nowadays. Medium, I wouldn't mind. Again, I have Royce in one of my teams. I don't mind having him there, but high, medium is definitely more preferable because of the fact that they always make those middle runs all the time, and it's just so overpowered and so hard to stop. So that's why it's so effective. So yeah, in terms of the positioning on the field, it's a little bit random in this team because of the fact that Cahill and Pepe do not have the same work rates. I'd rather Cahill to have medium-high work rates. So if he could have medium-high, I would definitely do that. The midfield's work rates are a little bit off as well, but they still do get into really good positions to defend. So that's why I don't really mind their positioning. Again, with the stay on the edge of the box for the center mids, the reason why I do that is because of the fact that I don't want them to get inside the box when I'm counterattacking, because of the simple fact that if the ball is cleared out, I will have someone who's on the edge of the 18-yard box able to either one, defend against it, or two, try to get in a long shot or try to get in another pass in, right? So they're just positioned better in my opinion. That's why I like to use the stay on the edge of the box for this team on the center mid positions. It's the same thing for my 4-3-1-2. I didn't really change much. This whole formation here is very similar to the 4-3-1-2. The only difference is that I have a CDM instead of a center mid. And the reason why I did that is because I don't need the center mid, right? I just need a cam to be in the center mid area, and that would be it, right? So Ronaldo, even though he has high-low work rates, he still comes back to defend sometimes because of the fact that, you know, he has that physical ability to come back and defend and attack. So that's why there's no point in me having a center mid if I can just have a CDM. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I'd rather have the CDM in the team. Another thing I know people are going to be wondering is the tactics that I use for my teams. These tactics are not consistent. It's not officially what I use. Like you guys can be watching this video and it could be officially changed. If you guys are always wondering what my tactics are, it will always be in the Twitch description. So I'll link my Twitch channel down below. If you guys check out the channel, you'll be able to see it in the bio. You know, what are your tactics, and then you'll be able to see my tactics there. I always update them every time I change them because of the fact that, like, the biggest reason why I change them is because I don't like the way that they attack sometimes. Sometimes I don't like the way they defend. Again, middle passes are very overpowered in this game, so I don't think it's actually avoidable. I think it's just like a general thing in the game because of the fact that they introduced that new mechanic where it's like, oh, if a forward is making a run, they start to follow them. So what this does is that it pushes your center backs out of position so that it just makes it easier for people to make the middle runs. You know, I've tried everything. I've tried to put really low pressure, high aggression, low aggression. Like, I tried so many different things. It's literally a game mechanic that honestly you just can't help because it's hard, man. So you have to defend against the midfielders, which is the most important thing. You have to defend with your midfielders more than you have to defend with your defenders because of the fact that, you know, someone could just score a random long shot, and, you know, conceding and even scoring long shots is not really a fun thing to do because of the fact that it's just so overpowered and just random, right? So because you have to defend with your midfield, it's very difficult to defend against those. So but in terms of the tactics that I'll use, I'm going to set them up right now, and I'm going to explain why I use them. So these are the tactics that I use nowadays. These are like kind of like random numbers. I recently switched this, I believe, like 2 days ago. So if it's a little bit random with the, like the 29 and the 36 is a little bit weird. I don't know. It just kind of like works for me. So that's why I like to use the tactics I'm using. I think the speed and the passing is okay. I don't really think I need to change that because I've had that for a long time now and it's been okay for me. I might change it. You never know with my tactics. I always usually do. The reason why I did the defense like this, which I think is the most important thing here, is because of the fact that, you know, I want to try to avoid the middle runs as much as I possibly can. Again, it's unavoidable. Like they're going to happen anyways, but, you know, putting the pressure, aggression, and team with like this just seemed to help me out a little bit more. You know, putting the pressure lower has helped me out, you know, in terms of my players pushing out when they don't need to, but they still do it, and it's very difficult to control against because of the fact that, like, again, you know, if you change your pressure and aggression and you do stop those middle runs, you can't stop the long shots, right? So it's like you got like a huge misbalance there. That's why I use a defense that I use here, and, you know, I just try to hope for the best in terms of whether I want to concede a long shot or a middle pass. I still might try my best to watch both, but it's just very difficult to. Another thing to note here is with the chance creation, I no longer have it on freeform, and the reason why I don't do that anymore is because of the fact that I don't like the way they move when they're freeform, because they always move out of positions that I don't want them to move out of, and it's kind of like just annoying. So that's why I just took it out, because of the fact that I didn't like their movement, right? It's all about movement on the pitch. tactics is always about movement. Always think about that, right? It's always about the way your players attack and the way your players defend. So tactics are very, very important, and you should use them, right? Crossing and passing I put low because of the fact that I try to make them make those middle runs more often than not, because those are the most overpowered things to use, right? I put the passing low just because of the fact that I like to do safe passes. I like to, play close with my players and try to build up plays. It's just a style of playing, right? If you want to put it higher, be sure to do so, but it's all about a style of playing. With your defense, always, if you don't know what you like with your defense, always put it on cover. It's set to offside trap as default. Don't put offside trap, put cover, because it's so annoying when you play on offside trap. Like, I notice it right away when I'm not using my tactics like by accident and I don't have it on cover. It's the most noticeable thing in the world, so be sure to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the tactics. Again, it's really down to personal opinion. If you guys want to watch a more detailed explanation of tactics, I will also list that down below in the description if you guys want to check that out. But other than that, these are the tactics that I use. You really need to see how your players move, and it really needs to be down to you, because everybody uses different tactics. There's no set tactics that people use. Everybody uses different tactics because it's all about play style. It's about how you want to play, right? So you can take this as an example. If you notice some things you don't like, then change a couple of things. So another question to be asked is the fact that some people have been asking for instructions videos on formations that I don't actually use that often, but I use in the draft. If you guys want me to make those type of videos, be sure to let me know so I can actually make those videos. Again, formations like 4-3-3, 5-2-1-2, those are not formations that I normally use, but those are formations that people have been wondering, what do I use for the specific moments, and why do I use those specific instructions for the moments that I have to use them in the foot draft. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to let me know, and I will definitely get onto that, because there's a lot of formations to do. So if you guys want to be able to see that, let me know. The tactics is always the same. If I have set tactics on my Twitch account, it's always the same thing. I never change it for any of the formations. It's always the exact same. So thank you guys so much for watching this video today. If you guys did enjoy it, please drop a thumbs up on it, and I will see you guys for the next video or the stream. Peace.